everyone, and welcome to my channel. This channel is going to be all about life lessons, mistakes, trials, and really using our mess as our message. And it was only right if I started with providing you 5 tips on how to continue to survive during this pandemic. Let's get started. Okay, so tip number 1, set 1 to 3 small, achievable, and attainable goals every day. And I mean every single day, okay? These can be super small. So for example, if you're anything like me, setting up a goal to wake up on time for work is a great goal. Setting a goal of brushing your teeth every morning is a great goal. I literally make a goal to brush my teeth every single morning. I can't believe I'm really sharing that. But that's real. That is where this pandemic and where quarantine and where working from home has taken me, is if I wake up and I brush my teeth on time or at all, that is a win. I have the privilege of working from home. I'm only seeing my colleagues on Zoom. So colleagues, if you're watching this, I truly apologize that you are learning about this interesting goal I have every single day that is not always achieved. But yeah, as small as brushing my teeth and being motivated to do so, that's a win. We need small wins right now while we continue to be in survival mode and still work through this crisis of a pandemic. So small achievable goals, make sure that they're attainable, and celebrate the wins once you achieve them. Tip number 2, set boundaries. And this can cover so many different elements and so many different things in your life. But if you're anything like me, these boundaries are key in your career, in your job, and sometimes at home. So example, for me, I'm a very career-driven person. I need to set boundaries and I need to find ownership of my time during the day. So what that looks like, how that looks like in practice, block off that 8 to 9 a.m. time for admin. Block off that lunchtime around noon. And then block off another admin hour for 4 to 5 p.m. That is now giving you 2 to 3 hours to yourself. Definitely making sure that you're taking a true lunch break, but it's also giving you 2 hours to take care of the work that you think you need. Not what your colleagues think, not what your stakeholders think, not what other people think, but what you think those admin hours need for you during the business day. Now, I need us to stay flexible, right? If your boss needs you during those times, of course there's some flexibility that needs to happen. We all need to keep our jobs during this pandemic, but you can still create boundaries. Have an open conversation, talk about the goals that you're trying to do to continue to survive during this pandemic. One of those has to be creating boundaries. Another example, at home. What boundaries are you setting at home? Are you giving yourself alone time to shower, to take a bath? Are you giving yourself boundaries that you're not going to cook some nights, right? One of my goals and one of my boundaries that I appreciate my fiance understanding is Tuesdays are one of my busiest work days. I am back to back to back Zoom meetings.
And I mean back to back to back.
I'm not in the mood to cook. I don't want to think about cooking. I don't care what we eat. I just know that I want no part of that decision or implementation or execution of cooking us dinner. So make those boundaries at home, right? For me to feel like I can continue to survive, I know a boundary of mine is not cooking on Tuesdays. Set those boundaries, stick to them. I promise they'll pay out. All right, tip number 3, stay intentionally connected. And if you're anything like me, this one has probably been the hardest for you and probably continues to be the hardest. Stay intentionally connected, bonded, involved with your community, your circle, your people, your support system, whatever that is, family, friends, colleagues, fiance, partner, gaming crew, whatever that is, stay connected to them. Again, if you are anything like me, you're going to isolate, or you have been isolating. You're going to pull away when things get hard. You don't want to look like you need any help. So what do? You put yourself in a hole in the corner by yourself, and you hope nobody looks for you because it's so dark and it's so lonely. But oftentimes we make it lonely for ourselves. I encourage you to stay connected to other people, because the reality is this pandemic is worldwide. You are not alone in facing a lot of the challenges that we've had during this pandemic. And often people don't want you to be alone. If you don't have a community, if you don't have somebody you can connect with, guess what? You do now. I'm here to be a part of your community. So if you don't have it, now you do. If you do have it, I encourage you to lean into those relationships and connect with them once a week. Text message, Facebook post, respond to it, emoji picture, like it, comment, text, whatever it is. Stay intentional and stay connected. People need you, and I know that you need people. Tip number 4, feel the feelings. All the feelings, emotions, the highs, the lows, the roller coaster ride, the riding the wave in between. Feel all of it. Give it space, allow it to be with you, because when you do that, you're also allowing it to exist, and then you're also allowing it to go away. Okay, feelings are a part of the human experience. Emotions are a part of the human experience. And if you're anything like me, you like to stuff those feelings. The problem with stuffers is the more feelings we stuff and we stuff and we stuff, the higher the mountain or the larger the volcano gets created. When that explosion happens, because it does, and again, if you're anything like me, it always does. It might not come out the way that you want it to, but it will come out. It's not going to help you survive during this time. These are tips to help you survive the moment, survive the time that we're in. And I really encourage you to allow yourself to feel the feelings, give yourself space to do that. And then you're also giving yourself space to let them go and have new opportunity for new feelings to come into your life as well. And tip number 5, rest. That's it. Give yourself permission to rest. Whether that is a nap, whether that is not doing anything on the weekend, whether that is not knowing the answer and not looking for the answer, whether that is meditating or laying on the carpet or on that rug or on that floor for 10 minutes, rest. As I've said before, we are in survival mode. During this pandemic, I don't know about you, but for me, I have felt time and time again that the length of being in survival mode during a crisis and a worldwide pandemic has been exhausting. I haven't even been myself at some points because I've been so exhausted. I encourage you to rest. If you are going to pour energy into somebody else, something else, you're going to need to be rested. This has been 10 months of a life we never expected. It's taken a lot out of us. It's taken a lot out of you, and you deserve the opportunity to rest. You deserve to give yourself permission to rest. So I encourage you to rest. And if you haven't given yourself that permission, you have a new community that's going to give you permission to do so. Okay? I hope these 5 tips truly bring value to you as much as they have for me. If you've never tried any of these tips before, I encourage you to try them. Start now. Start tonight. Start first thing in the morning. These are achievable, and I know you can do it. If you have tried these tips before, I'm curious, what other tips would you provide people who are just trying to survive during this pandemic? Comment down below and give us some of those tips. And also know that I'm here to cheer you on during this time. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, build a new community through this channel, and I can't wait to provide 5 new tips for you next week. See you then.